Okay.
That's always a plus.
Yes, it is. And we are in the process of recording.
Okay,
So
perfect.
it is 10:30 and time to get started with our recruiting and training associates class. This is our kickoff meeting. And to get started, rules. This is our agenda for today. Rules for participation. We're going to go through introductions. We're going to go through the objectives. And then I'm going to give you the assignments for next week. Rules for participation. First of all, treat everyone with respect. Regardless of what the question is, do not feel that you can't ask a question in this class. There's no such thing as a dumb question. The only thing that would be dumb would not be asking the question that you have. I guarantee you there's other people in the class that ask the question. Next, everyone's opinion is valuable because we can learn something from everyone. Come prepared each week. Do your homework assignments. Complete the feedback sheet. The feedback sheets that we're going to be used are actually printed or they're digital fill out, but they're not online. We're not using feedback online for this class. Participate actively in the workshop and mute your microphone when you're not using it to speak. That way we have a clean line. So learn to mute your microphone. Yeah, periodically you're going to see me muting my microphone because I don't want to cough in your ear. And every once in a while it gets uncontrollable, and you just got to do what you got to do. And then above all, have fun in the class. This is actually a fun business. You can make it as fun as you want it to be. So have fun in the class. Okay, introductions. If you have a camera, make sure your camera's on so we can see who you are, who's talking. Generally, the person who is talking will have a something around them, a border around their picture. I'd like to know, give us your name and where you're located. I know I don't have that down here, but where you're located, how long you've been with LMI, have you ever recruited in the past? Have any of your associates ever sold anything? What do you like least and most about it? And then what do you do for fun? So with that, I'm going to start with Anis. You're first up. Anis, are you there?
Okay. You mean Asam?
Pardon?
Asam?
Yeah. ANAS.
Oh, not myself. Sorry.
I see you here on my list that you're here.
Yes.
There you are. Okay. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Anas Benani. I'm with LMI since 2016. I've never recruited sales associates, so but I trained. I tried to recruit some, but in fact they didn't sell anything. What I do for fun, I like walk in nature, in mountains. And I come from Rabat in Morocco.
Okay, I got to remember to unmute myself. Okay, thank you. Okay, and if I mispronounce your name, just let me know. Faisal? Faisal.
Yes, this is Faisal Kane here.
Okay, good.
Okay, alrighty. So my name is Faisal Kane. I've been with LMI for hopefully about almost a month. I haven't recruited anybody yet. I'm looking forward to doing that. On my spare time, what I like to do is cook. I am a culinary professional, I would like to say. And yeah, and I fondle with marketing most of the time. I do have a degree with that. So I'm really looking forward for this LMI and recruiting.
Okay, and where'd you say you were from?
I'm from Saudi Arabia.
Okay, cool. Okay,
Yep.
now Asim.
Yes, this is Asim Qadri from LMI GCC, Saudi Arabia. I've been with LMI for more than 7 years now. Yes, I have recruited at least about 5 sales associates and more than 10 licensees. I'm handling the general manager at the moment duties, so I would like to have the more knowledge how to recruit licensees and how to closing the agreement with them, how to close the sale with them. So I'm here today for that. Have your associates sold? Yes, of course. Some of them are very successful, and some of them they have left already. What do you like most? I like actually reading, writing, and also walking a lot. So what do you do for fun? Okay, I usually stay with my family, gathering my family, and actually we have a lot of fun together, going out and such a kind of thing. Thank you very much.
Okay, well,
Nice to meet you all.
yeah, likewise. Thank you. Okay, Lane.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lane Vastine. We won't go by A Lane. We'll just go by Lane. I have been with LMI since 2005. I'm here in the U.S. in Northwest Arkansas, Rogers, Arkansas, right next door to Walmart and some other large companies. I have recruited in the past, have not been very successful. I did have an associate for a while that was from Alabama that had been with LMI in previous, but did not sell anything. And what I like to do most is I enjoy fishing. In other words, I am a big trout fisherman. Don't get to do a lot of it much because of other commitments that I have. And least is yard work. That's what I don't like doing yard work, but I do it. But I've really gotten into, I've got a couple of flower beds that I've been put bulbs in, and I enjoy the flowers and watching the birds and the bees and the squirrels. That's who I am, and enjoy this class. I am with Sam's Wednesday with Richard, and we have our class that way. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Lane. Julian.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Hey to everyone. My name is Julian Cornel and Borza, but Julian is okay. Actually, my friends, they call me Cornel. It's up to you how you're going to call me later. I've been with LMI since 2017. At that time, I was part-time for like a year or something. In 2018, I started full-time with LMI. I tried this year to recruit an associate. I mean, I wanted 2 of them, but only one actually stick. Unfortunately, I know exactly how to set up a system in order to make sure the results is going to be what I was expecting. At this moment, I still have a relation with this recruit, but not that much of productivity because of my bad skills in guiding this recruit and whatever it's supposed to do in order to have the proper results. My hobby at this moment, they have changed a little because my family grew up a little and I have a new family member. And now my hobby is to raise my child, my newborn child, and to take care of him. And this is going to be my top priority, of course. And next to that, of course, reading a little bit of tennis when time permits. And that's pretty much all.
Okay, good. Thank you.
A pleasure.
Frederick, you're next.
Hi, my name is Frederick Leblanc. I've been with LMI maybe for 2 years.
Okay, Frederick,
yeah.
according to my system, you do have a camera on
Yep.
your computer.
Yep.
Do you mind turning it on?
Yeah.
There we go. Now we could see you.
Yeah.
Good.
Hello. I'm a new licensee since 4 months ago. I haven't recruit yet, but it's my goal to reaching this online class. What I like the most is being with people, facilitate a group, and help people to reach their full potential. And what I do for fun, I play golf and I run maybe 3 or 4 times per week.
Okay, thank you. Cool. Keith.
Hi, Sam. My name is Keith Chumley. The last part, the Chumley part, it isn't pronounced as long as it is spelt. But if you think of a Chinese and just think of Chum and Lee, you got it perfect. I've been with LMI as a recipient of the training since the early 90s, actually, in Trinidad. And then I returned to my homeland in Guyana. Still was not a licensee until maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Have not recruited, but have attempted to recruit. But after reading what I'm supposed to do in recruiting, I could understand why I haven't recruited as yet. So this is going to be a very good course for me. Because as an agency manager many years ago, that's what I had to do to survive. So it is nothing new, but the language is different, the prospects are different. So I think I'm going to have a wonderful year next 12 months. What I like most, apart from LMI, I think that is where I get a lot of energy and excitement from just being part of LMI. What I do for fun, I like on weekends to play a lot of music, listen to a lot of music, invite friends over, and also, have a drink or two. Not excessive, but have a drink and a good laugh. That is very relaxing for me.
Okay, when you say play a lot of music, are you a musician?
I used to play piano a long time ago, but no, I'm not. I'm not a musician.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, if you played a long time ago, you probably could still do something if you ever really, really wanted to.
Correct.
Okay, cool. All right. Roxana, you're next. Roxana, it shows that you're muted.
Okay, Sam?
Yes.
This is Stanley. I'm using Roxana's computer. Maybe that's why you have me on your list.
Well, I see Roxana's listed here twice.
Yeah. Well, I'm on one of her computers, so that's why she's twice in the system.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
You're there, so I'm going to let you go.
My name is Stanley Cruz. I'm now about 9 years with LMI. I have not recruited, but my wife, Roxana, and she's my business partner and my boss, And she did some recruiting, but without success. What I do like the most in LMI is the transformation of the participants. I'm always, when they graduate, and I really like to see the representation of the changes they have brought about. What I don't like is the heat. I don't like it when it's really hot. Okay, one thing I did forget to, when introducing myself, I'm from the island of Curacao in the Caribbean. And what I do for fun is I like reading and writing.
Did you ever finish your book?
It's finished. I have a couple of mentors looking at it. And what the feedback I've gotten so far is encouraging, that it's worthwhile publishing, but I have to make some changes.
Okay.
And I'm in that process now.
All right, cool, good. Is Roxana available? Can she introduce herself?
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, there she is.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but it sounds like I'm actually hearing you through Stanley's microphone.
Okay, so I don't have a headset today, but if it is clear enough, I will proceed. So I started.
In fact, it shows, Roxanne, it shows your microphone is muted on your system.
So you cannot hear me right now?
No, I can hear you, but I'm hearing you through Stanley's microphone. You're coming through his system. You have a microphone on your system, but it shows that your microphone is muted. Up where your control panel is, do you see the microphone on the control panel?
Yeah, but it doesn't show that it's muted.
Well, let's see if I can unmute it.
Now you're muted, but you did sound very far away, Roxana. And now we don't hear you at all. I see your lips.
Okay.
That's it.
Is now again?
It sounds far away, but we hear you this time.
Yeah, you sound pretty good right now. I could hear you.
Okay. So
It's Faisal, by the way.
I started in '98. I worked as an associate and I did SMI for a couple of years. 2006, I became a partner of LMI, and I have recruited about 3 people and tried with another couple of people. One of them did sell, but just one program. What I like the most is actually growing and assisting others to grow. I've done that, I think, most of my life, one way or another. So LMI was a perfect organization for me to work with. What I like least lately is washing dishes. I like cooking. I do that for fun. Stanley likes it too, because he likes eating, but I don't like the washing dishes. So I have a machine to wash dishes on my bucket list. What I do for fun, I like to go to the beach. I like to spend time in nature. I like to travel. I'm not doing it enough as much as I would like to, but that is something I definitely think is fun. And I actually like to go to all kinds of trainings. I think if I would have all the money in the world, I probably would be spending a lot of time in all types of trainings. That's me.
Okay. Do you have a list of places you want to go visit?
Of the place, well, yeah, I mean, I have a list of the different yeah, places I want to go. Actually, even trips of different parts of the world. Yeah,
Okay, do you have them on your visualization board?
let me see if the last one I have. Actually, I have pictures of places I like to go to in nature. not specifically of the places, but I'm gonna do that.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Yeah, I did
know-
send my last vision board. Remember?
Uh-huh. Yep. Okay. Good. Let's see. Who do I got next? Rich Lewine.
That's me, Rich Lewine, with LMI since 1976, almost 43 years. Oh my God. Yes, I've recruited, and yes, they have sold very well. Not recently, but I had a very active organization many years ago. It's just time to do it again in a different way because the world is very different. I have a whole list of things that I like most. What I like least is paying bills. And I like reading, travel, playing with computers. My wife and I play Rummy Cube every day. It's one of the things I enjoy most. We like kayaking and golf. And kayaking, golf, eating out, going to the theater, and art museums are what we do for fun. And living in Paradise, South Florida, makes it easy to do most of these things. That's me.
All right. Cool. Thank you. And Michael Lee is not here because he's on vacation. Karen Shuri.
Okay, I think I'm unmuted.
Yes, you are.
Okay, good. My name is Karen Shori. I have been with LMI since 2011 and a licensee since, Sam, has it been a year?
It's about a year.
Yeah, about a year on my own. Have I recruited? By accident, and so I have one associate. She's I'm from Illinois, or I live in Illinois, and she's from New York State. She's a longtime friend. Just kind of watched some of my things on social media, and just in our conversations, could see how much I love LMI, and so she wanted to become a part, and has gone through the certifications with Sam. She actually. Has she sold yet? Not yet, but she did go on her first interviews this last week, so progress. And actually met someone at a workshop this past week that is also interested in possibly joining LMI. She wanted more information, so we're going to connect this week. What do I like the most or least? I wasn't sure if this was regarding LMI. So that's how I'll answer it. I love the graduations. To me, that is that's the fuel to what I do. They're just really exciting, and I have one tomorrow. What do I like the least? Cold calls? No, I'm getting better at those, actually. What do I like the least? Hearing no on the sales interviews. What do I do for fun? That one was a hard one. We love traveling, just going to different places and kind of experiencing different things. In fact, just last night we went on a bike ride and kind of really didn't have any destination in mind. And we did bring our phones just in case we got lost, so we could at least get our way back. But that was kind of fun. Really enjoyed just time together with my husband and my family. The most fun for me, though, would be to have my entire family together playing games and just laughing.
Okay. Wow. I do not know anybody who loves to hear no on a sales interview.
Good, I'm not alone.
No, you're not alone. But the next time somebody says no, just to get a reaction out of them, just say, no. With a question mark at the end, like, what? What do you mean, no? just do it and see what kind of reaction you get.
Okay,
well. I mean, you didn't have the sale before, so what's the worst thing that can happen?
I've got one tomorrow, so we'll see what happens.
Well, they're not going to say no, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, Vince, you're up.
All right, Vincent Fazio. I'm in beautiful Allentown, Pennsylvania. Sam's old stomping grounds here. I've been in the LMI business for 31 years or something. I'm glad to see that Rich LeWine is on here. So there's somebody who's older than dirt on this besides me. I'm going to say no, I haven't recruited because whatever I did in the past, this really doesn't count because I didn't do much of it. So no, I haven't done any of that. What I like most, I like selling and I like facilitating. And what I like least is like Rich is paying bills and doing the finances. That's why I'm here, because I got to switch that crap. Okay, I got to find somebody else to do the selling and the servicing, and I can focus in on the finance part of the business that, as a business owner, I should do. What I do for fun, I gotta. Since we have a mixed group here, I guess I gotta tell you really other things than that. But I like biking. We have lots of good biking trails around here, and so does my fiance. So we like to hit the trails, doing that kind of stuff. We have through one of the hospitals here, Get Your Tail on the Trail, kind of a promotion where if you do 165 miles over the course of several months, they give you a prize, and I always get that. So they give us a goal, they give us a way to track it, and it happens. This stuff works sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. That's good. That's cool.
By the way, I like hearing no. Okay, that's the second best answer I can get. Yes is the first best, no is the second best. The third and worst is maybe, because then I'm following up with them like crazy until I get the first or the second answer. So a no just means I'm getting closer to a yes. It's all on how you look at shit stuff.
Okay, it sounds like it come right out of the sales manual. Okay, thank you. And Ken Bratz.
Hello, Sam and the group. My name's Ken Bratz. I'm from Palestine, Texas, about an hour and a half from Waco. Known Sam for many years, and he's a good guy. I got in this long before the internet, so it's probably around 40 years ago. Made the President's Club, and I got tied up with a long-term contract with a huge client that took me away from LMI. But I'm back now, and I'm looking forward to getting this thing set up. I am an amateur radio operator, so that's what I do for fun. And I like reading, and actually I like selling this stuff. So I'm really ready to get out. And that's me.
Okay, cool. Well, that's the group that we have for today. And actually, we're going to be together for the next number of weeks. Can I miss anybody? Is there anybody here that I don't see on my list? Oh, okay. Just want to make sure.
We need to hear from you, Sam.
Pardon?
We need your answers to these things.
My answers. Okay. Well, my name is Sam Mates. How long been with LMI? I started with LMI back in 1980. Have I recruited? Yes, I have recruited. Have any of my associates sold? Yes, they have sold. Unfortunately, none of them ever got into the President's Club, which is what you really want to shoot for. Did a lot of work with Dick Hunter over the years. Dick Hunter had more President's Club associates than anybody in this business. And that was his goal, is to get all of his associates into the President's Club. What do I like most and least? What I like most is working with people. What do I like least? Paperwork. Okay, what do I do for fun? I ride a Harley Davidson. Been in every state in the United States except Alaska. And actually been over to Australia and spent a couple days over there on a Harley. So I love to travel, and I love to ride my motorcycle. Okay, so that's who I am and what I do. And so now I guess I can move on. Okay, here we go. Here it is. Okay, some of you may know Ecclesiastics. If you do, great. If you don't, you're going to learn something. Ecclesiastes 4:9 says, two are better than one because together they could work more effectively. And when I read that, I said, that sounds pretty good for recruiting. 4:10, if one of them falls, the other could help him up. But if someone is alone and falls, it's just too bad because there's no one to help him up. 4:12, two people could resist an attack that would defeat one person alone. A rope made of 3 cords is hard to break. So basically what it's saying there is if 2 are better than 1, 3 is better than 2. And that's true because the more people you have on board, the better off you are. If you're only by yourself and you get sick and you're unable to work, that's 100% of your operation out of commission at that point. If there's 2 of you and one is unable to work, the other person at least can work. So that's only 50%. 3, 33%. So you could figure out from there what it is that you're looking at with an organization. Okay. If 2 is good, 3 is better. There we are. Okay. Objectives is to improve our results in building a sales organization. So there's 3 things. One is attitude. And attitude is really important in recruiting. What are some of the positive attitudes that you have towards recruiting? That's an open question to anybody in the group.
This stuff works.
Okay, this stuff works. What else?
Enthusiasm.
If I could do it, they could do it.
Oh, I like that one. If I can do it, they can do it. Okay. Who else? Karen, did you have something?
Yeah, enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm. Go tell me more about that.
I think when you're passionate about something, you're like a magnet.
A human magnet. Paul often talks about being a human magnet and drawing people to you. And when it comes to recruiting, that is extremely important.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Lee, who is actually going to be in this class, keeps saying, what would happen if I actually tried to recruit? Because all the associates I have now, all of them came to me. Wouldn't that be something if people just came to you and said, I'd like to become part of your organization?
Mm-hmm.
That would be something, honestly. This is Faisal Kane. I just have a question. So, it's based on, for people to come to you, it would be based on, a marketing strategy, or just like the enthusiasm, that go-getter feeling, that really that energy that you give out. Is it part of that, or is it part of more like strategical planning?
Well,
I wish I had a camera, honestly, so Sam, so I could but hopefully tomorrow, next time I'll get a camera.
Okay. What you're looking at, first of all,
Mm-hmm.
you can't attract somebody if they don't know you exist.
Yes, that's true.
Okay. Second of all, people go, they're attracted to people they know, like, and trust. We've all heard that even in sales.
Yes.
And your marketing could be a brand awareness and an awareness of what you're doing. So I'm not going to say don't market. Yes, market. But people are attracted to you, who you are. It's like going out and doing a speech, and somebody at the end of your speech comes up to you and says, "Wow, that was really good. It spoke to me. It's something that I need. It's something that my company needs." Have you ever done that?
Yes, like a charismatic type of energy you're giving out.
It's a charismatic type of energy
Mm-hmm.
that you develop. It's also your message that you have that speaks to people. So I think it's a combination of a number of things.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Sure. Okay. Roxana, how about you? You may be muted.
Okay, do you hear me?
Yep, now I can hear you.
Yeah, well, it's more fun to have a group of the right people to work with.
Cool. True. It is. It's a lot more fun.
Yeah, because I think it's nice to have people that probably know more than me, and we can complement each other. And so I think that's where I want to be, having people that probably in the past I would not recruit because I would feel challenged, but now I want to be challenged.
Okay. That takes me to the other part, positive attitudes towards recruiting. Does anybody have any kind of a negative undertone that they may have towards recruiting?
Yeah, I do actually. What I find is that there is some insecurity about it. So I know that is there. Somehow, I don't like the idea of having to interview people. In the back of my mind, I know it's there. Once I'm doing it works out. It has worked out in the past with recruiting people that are working with us right now. But I sort of have a resistance to that.
Okay. Anybody else have something that may be holding them back attitude-wise towards recruiting? Okay, Karen, I saw you raise your hand.
Literally. I think for me, and I'm working on it, I'm very cognizant of it, but it's the fear of what if I don't train them well? What if I'm not a good, yeah, I mean, I lead myself very well, but what if I can't lead someone else? So it's that underlying fear that I keep quite low, and I'm very aware of it to push it back, but it's there, if I'm honest.
Uh-huh. Okay. Anybody? Okay. Keith.
What I find sometimes is that, especially if you have been successful at selling, you're so strong in your beliefs on what you should do that you forget about patience, because you're asking people to really make significant changes in their lives. I mean, from a solid monthly salary now to something that is based on your effort. And I think patience sometimes thwarts my success, because I'm turned on, but the other person, I'm not waiting for the other person to come in the same speed that I'm going. But I don't know if others have experienced it. Sometimes it's not the product. Sometimes it's constipation. You're eating too fast, too much, and it doesn't feel good. That would be my contribution.
Okay. When we recruit, what are we actually doing? Okay, that's kind of vague, isn't it?
Actually, the end result of the recruiting, if we've done it well and attracted and brought on the right people, we've provided them an incredible opportunity for them to find out who they are.
That is what I wanted to get out of this right there. I remember Paul Meyer. Now, this, you got to remember, this is back in the 80s. And people back in the 80s had longer hair. It was not that common, but it was common enough that people had longer hair, but not as long as some people had. And there was a guy who came to one of the conferences that had very long hair down to the middle of his back. And somebody in the President's Club made a comment that Paul heard. And his comment was, who the heck does this guy think he's going to sell to? And Paul Meyer just stopped him right there. And he said, he's going to sell to people you can't sell to. He's going to sell to other long-haired people because you can't relate to them because you already copped an attitude towards people who have long hair. And Paul's idea of what it is that we do when we recruit is we're giving people the opportunity to do two things. What are the two things that we're giving them the opportunity to do?
Professional growth.
Okay.
Make money.
Okay, make money. Okay, that's good. Those are good. But what Paul was going for was we're giving them the opportunity to succeed beyond their wildest dreams. But along with the opportunity to succeed, you also have the opportunity to do what?
Help others grow.
Oh, you have the opportunity to fail. If you take away the opportunity to fail and they only have the opportunity to succeed, you have eliminated part of their choice of what they could do. And it made me think that when I recruited, because we all know that when we recruit, there are people that were you're saying, can this guy make it? Can they do the business? Well, you're giving them the opportunity to both succeed and to fail. Now, you do have to look at your business and would you want this person representing you, and how will they represent you? So there's a number of things that you're going to look at as it relates to that. But most of all, you're giving people the opportunity to grow and develop themselves, to succeed, to do all kinds of things. And I have seen people come into this business that have had tremendous growth within their first 2 years of being in the business. And I would have bet that there are other individuals in this class right now that have seen the exact same thing. Okay, Rich, you've been around a while.
My number one salesperson in Philly, this goes back a ways, joined us as just to sell, and he did an incredibly good job. And then as things go, he left and joined someone else who was already in this field with a competitive organization. And then he went on to go to college and get his master's in organization development from being what he called just a sales guy at the time. He's now his company, and he's very successful in the Philly area.
Okay. And there are a number of stories, success stories, from people that have been in this business. So don't cut anybody short when you do that. Okay. Now, that's attitude. And we need to get our attitude straight when we're doing things in this business. When you're recruiting, attitude is the most important thing. Attitude is everything. We probably have heard that once or twice. Okay. Activity.
Hey, Sam?
Yes.
Before you move on, you said you give an opportunity to succeed and to fail, but then I missed, you said if you take away any of these opportunities, what was it you said about that?
Well, sometimes we don't want to see people fail, and we end up doing their work for them so that we could help them succeed. And that's one of the worst things you could do. It's just one thing to spend some time with them in the field when they first start out. But if you want them to succeed so bad that you end up doing the work, you're not duplicating yourself. Okay? So people have to learn to do the things for themselves that they need to do. I've had one of the people that I had work for me making phone calls was a card shuffler. I don't know if you know what, people don't use cards anymore, but back when I was in the field, we used to have 3x5 cards, and that's what we made our phone calls on. And I walked into the associate's room, and he was shuffling his cards. So I went over and I stopped him and I said, okay, just the card on the top, is there any reason why you shouldn't call them? And he said, no. And I said, well, then why don't you just call them? Why do you keep shuffling your cards? And he says, well, I want to call my best prospects first. But instead of calling his best prospects, he was shuffling cards. And it was really tough getting him to do that. And coming to a certain point, I knew that if he didn't overcome that obstacle, he was never going to really be able to succeed. And if he couldn't succeed, eventually he was going to go broke. Because we're on a commission business here. And I don't want to see people fail in my business. So what I ended up doing there was I made an agreement with him that he had an hour to make all those phone calls. And that was it. And well, I went back in an hour and he didn't. And I said, what do you think I should do? And he said, probably let me go. And I said, you're probably right. Now, he left the organization. He actually sold more for our company after he left than when he was with us. Because he kept telling everybody about us and what we did. And he used to send us referrals all the time. Why he couldn't do that when he was with me, I don't know. But today, he's a very successful business person, and he'll actually say that a lot of his success came from what he learned when he was with our organization. He said, if I would have only applied what I learned when I was there, I would have succeeded in the business. So, and we probably have heard that from other people too in our organizations. Okay, let's see. Activity. Yeah, you got to have the activity. You got to go out and you got to do something. You have to do the things that will bring people to you. You can't sit in your office all day long. Okay, you're going to have to ask people, just like sales. When Karen said, I don't like making cold calls. Well, great. Don't make cold calls. Ask for referrals. If you have a referral business, you'll never have to make another cold call. So, of course, it's easier said than done, but she understands what I'm talking about there. Same thing in recruiting. If you don't let people know that you're expanding your business and you're looking for people to join you, how can they refer people to you to be in your business? So the activity that you do is very, very important. A trick that I learned was I was reading the newspaper to see who was getting awards for sales. And I would call them on the phone, and I'd say, Ken, I saw you got an award for sales in your organization. And I wanted to call and congratulate you because I'm in sales, and boy, I'll tell you what, it's not every day that you get some kind of kudos for being good at what you do. And you always see this, well, you're right there. And I'd say, now, Ken, there's something else that I know, and that is birds of a feather flock together. Good salespeople generally know other good salespeople. And I'm looking for people who are in sales to join my organization. And I tell them a little bit about who I was and what I did, and said, do you know anybody that's in sales that is looking to make a change? Now, you don't have to go too far to read in between the lines that I would have recruited the person who was a sales award winner if he would be interested. But if he's not interested and he's happy where he is, that's fine. But I used to like to do that because I used to get different hits off of that. And if nothing else, there's another salesperson out there that knows who we are and what we do. So there's a lot of things you can do outside the norm, okay, activity-wise. The next thing is skills. And we're going to talk about the skills you have, the words you use, the sequence that you go through when you are recruiting to get the best results, not only to get them on board, but to set them up for success long range. So the three things we deal with is attitude, activity, and skills. Okay, so looking at this, let me see, I'm going to go from my list here. Anis Morocco, you there? I know you're there. Okay. All right, Anis, what's your number one goal for being in this class?
My number one goal is to recruit 2 sales associates in the 3 next months.
Next month? August?
No, in the at the end of October.
Okay, by the end of October. Do you have it on a goal planning sheet?
Yes.
Okay, did you send me a copy of it?
No, I didn't send it, no.
When will you?
Yes, I'll send you tomorrow a copy of it.
Okay, cool, good. Faisal, you're next.
Yes, hello. Sorry, I've had trouble with the headphones. I didn't hear the last part, tell you the truth. Could you just repeat it like in a quick, real quick? So yeah.
What's your number one goal for being in this class?
Just my number one goal is to gain the tools and the information and actually, have a full rounded understanding. We covered attitude, covered activity, we're talking about skills. This is the part where I really want to gain. I want to gain the skills and up in my knowledge about recruiting. Because it's not a sensitive topic, but it's a hard-working topic. And I would like to really get in there, and I have people that in mind that I want to recruit, that I want to, get going. Like I said, go-getting attitude. So I just really don't know where to start. So I hope that answers the question, tell you the truth.
Well, it answers the question, and I know you will gain the tools and the understanding in recruiting, but don't you want to recruit?
Of course. You know what? While we're talking, I'm over here writing people I know and just really just notching things down and just eliminating it to be okay, you know what? This might fit for this one. This might fit for that person. But when it comes to it, say I started off trying to not advertise, but trying to, start off a nice conversation, because I've been to a couple of classes over here with Dr. Mazin, and I've gained a lot. I gained a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, and I do want to recruit. So yeah, hopefully I'll recruit.
Okay. How many people do you want to recruit?
I want to start off with 2. I don't want to give myself a big, huge expectations, and I don't reach my expectations. It's like going to the gym, right? You go to the gym, you pay membership for 1 month, and then you only go for 1 day. And that actually just happened to me last month. I paid for a whole month membership. I went for 3 days, and now I'm busy. So I really wanted to just narrow it down to 2 people and focus and have a nice study plan to propose to them. So hopefully that goes well. So I would love your feedback on this right here, right now.
Okay.
When
do you want to have those 2 people on board by?
Well, so as soon as possible. As soon as possible. So yeah.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, by right now. Once we're done.
Okay. SMART is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, tangible. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
It may be possible, but I don't know if it's very probable. Why don't you look at the same as Anis and say by the end of October?
But end of October. You know what? That's realistic right there. Yes, hopefully by the end of October.
Okay. Do you have it on a goal planning form?
The platform proposal-wise or platform-wise, broken down to categories. Yes, I've will. I don't have it right now, but my chicken scratch on this piece of paper will be a really, really nice platform going on later on, hopefully by the end of this week. Because yes.
Okay. Will you send me a copy of your goal planning form with this goal by the end of the week?
You know what? I will do that for you. Why not? Yes, of course, I will. Definitely. And I accept all feedback and all, like, not criticism, but, just like a give and take type of way. So if, I would like to hear your opinion on this plan, and because you're the expert, honestly. And yeah, I would like to hear from you, and maybe I could go back and change and rewrite my plan if it's not, according to. Because because like I said, I haven't recruited anyone yet, but working on these two people, hopefully it won't be fragments.
Okay. All right. Good. Looking forward to getting it.
Okay.
Asim, you're next.
Asim, me and Asim actually work together. Me and Asim work together, and right now he's not here, and he went to the restroom real quick. We both work in the same company. We both have the same ambition and goals. So yeah, so he told me that he's going to run to the restroom. I'm covering him right now. So
okay, but you can't give me his goals.
Nope, I will not give you his answers because those are
okay.
those are personal.
Then we'll come back to him. Lane, you're next.
Alrighty.
Okay. My goals is to have two associates by the end of this year, December 31st. One for Washington County and one for Benton County, which that's where I'm living at right now in that county, and that's what my two goals are. And what I'm doing is I'm in the process of working the GPS, and you will have them by the end of the week to have that written out. Hopefully I can get it through the computer again, like I've had problems with it on the win-win goals. Is that what you're looking for?
Oh, yes, that's what I'm looking for. I got to remember to mute correctly. Okay, thank you. All right, let's see if this works. Connor? All right, Julian.
Hello, Sam. I'm back. Awesome.
Didn't you say your name was Connor? That was another name you went by?
Oh, this is Asim Kadri. I'm back.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Awesome. Okay, you're back. So, what's your goal for being in the class?
Okay, actually, Sam, recently we've been doing some recruiting activities to add more licensees. As we, here I'm working for the master licensee, Dr. Mazen Balila, and I'm assigned to recruit more licensee and to close the deal or sign the contract with them. I have a list actually. The last 3 months we've been working to recruit more, and we could gather about 22 potential licensee. And at the moment, I need the help. I mean, from this course and from yourself also, to close the deal with them, to let them sign the contract as a licensee. I'm facing some challenges regarding this. So yes, my first goal and my most important goal is to recruit 5 new licensee by the end of 2009, and to get use of this potential licensee to close the deal with them. Hopefully we can finish it we can done it actually as soon as possible.
Okay. Do you have that on a goal planning sheet?
Actually, I'm doing that. Hopefully, after the course, I will send it to you directly. But I did the win-win agreement. I did send it to you.
Yes. I did get that.
That's great. Thank you.
Okay. Good. Jillian. Okay, Frederick.
And my first goal is learning how to recruit an associate. I want to develop a good method to recruit people. And my second goal is to recruit an associate before the end of November, after the course.
How many people?
One.
Okay. One person by the end of November?
Yeah.
Do you have that on a goal planning sheet?
No, I will send you my goal planning sheet before the end of the week.
Okay. And send a copy of it to Frank.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
I have to work with him because I'm new as a licensee, so I have to work with Frank to avoid to do things too rapidly. I want to take my time to doing the thing good.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, Frank's a good man. Follow his lead.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Keith.
Hi, I'm Julian. I couldn't unlock my microphone on time. If you don't mind, I can jump in right now.
Okay, and who's that?
Julian.
Julian, there you are.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. So yes, I do have a goal set for this class. Actually, this is the reason why I'm here. My goal is by the mid of 2020 to have 6 people in my team. Obviously, the midpoint will be the end of this year, or maybe January the next year, to have 3. Obviously, we'll need to have proper tools to train myself to get the tools out of this course in order to be able to set them on the right path. Like I said, I do have one person recruited right now. Unfortunately, not knowing exactly what and how should I do in order to get him on the performance what he's expecting and I'm expecting at the same time. This is my plan. I didn't have a chance to send it to you. I was out of home for several days, and just now I reached my home. As you can see, I'm on my phone right now. I just reached my home right now, and I will be able to send all this information to you as soon as possible, maybe early tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Good.
Thank you.
Keith.
Okay, I'm almost finished that goal planning sheet. So you should get it to me within 24, 36 hours. But my plan is now that is not an unreasonable number, given the experience I've had in just trying once to send out a message by ad for people who want to be part of LMI, and I got 16 responses. So I believe in the law of large numbers, and I also believe that if you work the percentages, you know that if you send out 100, you're going to get 25 responses. You're going to end up 25 good responses. So that is the basis on which I'm saying what I'm saying. But so the process will attract people. Some of them will not even respond. Some will come and not say anything about it after, and then you're going to end up with a group that is willing to go through the process. So I think 12 is a reasonable number for me for the end of this year.
Okay, how many is a reasonable number?
12.
12 people.
Yeah.
Okay. and you're going to send me a goal plan sheet on that.
Yes, I started it, but I didn't complete it in time for the course. So you'll have it within 24 hours.
Okay. All right. Roxana.
Yes, my number one goal is to recruit 3 associates by the end of November.
By the end of what?
November.
By the end of November. Okay. Same question. EPS?
Already did send it to you.
Oh, okay. Good. I would imagine, Stanley, what's yours?
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I have 2 goals.
No, which
One,
the most important?
yes, is to have the agreement ready, to have on paper what we're going to offer the new associates and what we expect from them. And the number 2 goal is to have the commission structure ready for the different islands, what we're going to pay them as a commission. And I'll have both ready by the end of September.
Okay. Sorry about that. I may have been muted. Richard?
Yeah.
You're muted, Richard. Richard, you're muted. There you go.
I hate it when you're right, Sam.
I know. Don't you just hate that?
Okay, I was reading to you. Here we go. This is from the GPS sheet. The goal statement is to have 2 active associates producing 10,000 a month by December 31st of this year, coming from within 50 miles of Pompano in the manufacturing and the finance domains. The rest of the sheet is not worked out yet, but that's what I want to have happen.
Well, that's pretty clear.
I think it is, and this what I said before. What is it about this? The stuff works. If you use it, it works. That's what it's about. And I have on the win-win, and I sent you a partially completed one. I have a bunch of obstacles which are mostly me, and 5 goals which are short-term that are also dependent on me to get this thing rolling. So you'll have that. That I sent, but I'm going to send you an updated version.
Okay, good. Karen.
Okay. So I don't have mine on a goal planning sheet yet, but I will have that within 24 hours to you as well. But my top goal, let me read it, for this particular course is to increase my team by 1 and have, and then I'm going to take what Rich said because I liked that, and have them actively producing by the end of October. I didn't put a number on there because I don't know what's realistic right now. So just as long as they're actively producing, I can always work on that and get them to produce more.
You're going to have to. You're going to have to become more specific as far as producing.
Yes. But I mean, I would just be happy if they just got 1 sale at this point by the end of October. That would make me happy. Because I know if they can make 1 sale, they can make 100 sales.
Okay. So 1 sale is a measurement.
It is.
Okay. It's
I really just started working on this today, and I just said create a documented plan for recruiting, hiring, training my replacement. Don't have it on a gold playing sheet. I'm a ready, aim, fire guy.
Okay, so your goal is to create a plan
Yep.
for,
Recruiting, hiring, training my replacement
okay, by when?
by the end of this course. When is this over?
Okay. And Ken?
2 trained in producing by the end of the year. And I'll send you a goal sheet.
Okay. Okay. So see how easy that is? No problem. And the nice thing is when you say it out loud to everybody else, they all heard it and everybody was taking notes. So, you got to follow through now. Okay, let me see what else I got here. Okay, recruiting system. Why I am in the business. Let's see if I could find that form. Okay, hold on a second while I look for something. I'm going to use my call as an excuse for not being prepared with this. I got an email from somebody in Canada, not Canada, the UK, who was a client and who has joined LMI. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, I think I know where I can find it. There we go. Okay, I don't know if anybody could see this. It says, towards the end of 2015, my then manager informed me that I, together with 5 other colleagues, had been booked on a training course as it was part of his business objectives for that year. At the time, I was the executive director for research and development for Global Hygiene Services Division of Food Care in Seal de Air, and had 30 years of experience, all with the same employer, most of them at a senior managerial level. The course was the Effective Personal Productivity Program, facilitated by LMI. I attended the course as it was a directive from my manager, but asked that the facilitator at the kickoff meeting, after 30 plus years of experience, what was the course going to be able to teach me? He smiled at me and said, John, just do the course, see what happens. You have nothing to lose. Am I glad I chose to try and get as much out of the course as I could? Certainly. Shortly after starting the course, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes and took the decision before anything else. I agreed with the management to relinquish my management responsibilities and to set about changing my lifestyle. As I was going through the change in my career, the facilitator suggested to me that as I demonstrated the skills needed to be a facilitator, perhaps I should consider LMI as an option. It was easier to stay at the company as a technical expert, so I did not pursue the LMI option at that time. The 2 most important successes the LMI program delivered for me were the 2 extra hours a day at work, and the most importantly, the goals and actions and disciplines to reverse my 2 type diabetes. I lost over 20 kilograms, 3 stone, and have not had to take medication for the condition. When vacationing when vacating my management position, I was replaced by a team of 4 largely inexperienced managers, and I was able to get them enrolled in the EPP course and mentor 2 of them through the EPP with similar results. I am pleased to say they are still following the program principles today. In 2018, by mutual agreement, I was made redundant from the company. After 32 years of working with them, that is when I remembered the conversation with my EPP facilitator. I contacted Ray King, the LMI Master Licensee holder, and was fortunate to join the LMI in November 2018. After enjoying the summer with no career responsibilities, I am now looking forward to being a product of the product, and by watching and helping others gain the benefits that LMI delivers. Okay, that is a letter that was written as to how this person got into LMI. And if you look at it, all of us have a story of how we got into LMI. I got into LMI through the JCs. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of them. That's how I got into LMI. And but it was surprising when I was doing a speech for the JCs. Somebody came up to me and said, "You must be with LMI." And I said, "No, I've never heard of LMI." And they actually said, "Well, if you're not with LMI, you should be." And boy, I'll tell you what, that sparked something in me to say, "Oh, well, that sounds pretty cool. I got to find out who they are." The seeds you plant today is going to determine what harvest you have tomorrow. So even when you do plant a seed, if it doesn't take root right away, don't worry about it. Just keep planting seeds. So here's an example of just how that's happened. Anybody have any comments?
Great story.
There was another gentleman that said something earlier, but as you were reading this story, I started to think of names and jot them down of people that that I need to really look at, like for recruiting. People like what you were years ago working at the JCs. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and don't think that you can only recruit full-time people. There are people that have positions out there that have time that could actually do work with you and help you that are connected and know other people. I would rather have a part-time person who is actually a functioning associate selling than a full-time associate just taking up space. Okay, enough said there. Okay, the next thing is, this is interesting. Going back to Ecclesiastes 10:10, says, if your axe is dull and you don't sharpen it, you have to work harder to use it. Well, that's a little different than the normal, sharpen your saw or sharpen your axe type story that we've heard. But this is basically probably where it came from. And it's interesting. If your axe is dull and you don't sharpen it, you have to work harder to use it. Well, a lot of people work very hard to recruit because they don't necessarily sharpen their axe. In this class, that's what we're going to work on. We're going to work on sharpening your axe so that when you go out there, you can get the best results with the least amount of time possible. Okay. Week 1, introduction, business success system, recruiting system. Introduction to an overview building of an LMI sales organization. That's in the business success system. there's 2 manuals, so I'm going to go into that. In the International Recruiting Manual, you're going to go over the introduction as well. Read, highlight, make notes, complete the participant feedback sheet, and email it to me. Complete 7-day goals, and complete an organizational chart to share with the group 1 year and 5 years. In other words, what's your organization going to look like in 1 year? What do you see your organization looking like in 5 years? And then as far as your listening pleasure, there's a recording by John Apple on recruiting. So all this material is going to be in that website that I sent out earlier. And let's see if I can find that real quick. Nope, that's not it. Anybody have their email with them that can give me the address?
I have it, Sam. You're looking for the address?
Yes.
It is lmi-inc.com/webinars.
Webinars with an S?
With an S, /recruitingassociates.htm. One word, Recruiting Associates.
Here we are. Thank you, Rich.
You're welcome.
All right. Recruiting Associates. Here we go. You'll notice that here there are 2 manuals. It says the BSS, Business Success System Recruiting System Manual, and then the International Recruiting System Manual. They're very similar, so if you read one and then you read the other, you got spaced repetition. But there's a little bit differences between the 2. Just want to make sure you're getting covered on all the ends. There's other items on the page. Right here, it says what your week 1 assignments are. And if you click here, you can download the participant feedback sheet. It's a Word document. Well, ended up in my other screen. Yeah, here we are. See, it's a yeah, make sure you put your name on it so when I get it, I know who it's from. And then, just fill out the form and send it. That's what we're going to be using in this class. Okay, does anybody have any questions or comments about the assignment? Nope. Okay. So, with all that in mind, send me your 7-day SMART goals, your business and your personal, because we don't have time to cover them today, but do send them to me. And we've all heard that knowledge is power, but actually knowledge is only potential. Applied knowledge is power. So regardless of what you learn in this class, the objective is to go out and apply it so that you can get results. You could sit here and you could work on all this, you can learn all this material, and it's going to be for naught until you actually apply it. Okay, I'm going to send out the assignment again in an email, and then I am going to, and this, of course, the recording, I'm going to send out as well. And then I'm going to go home, and I'm going to go to sleep, take some medicine and go to sleep. Hopefully all this will be gone by next week. So I want to thank you.
Sam,
Yeah.
no Harley today.
No Harley today. Oh, I wouldn't dare. I don't know if my equilibrium would do it. Okay, so thank you for attending today's class, and class dismissed.
Thank you,
Thank
Sam.
you so much, Sam. I appreciate it.
We'll
It was
see
a
you
pleasure.
next week. Bye.
Bye all.
Thank you, Sam.
Bye-bye now.
Thank you, Sam.
See you later.